July in the kindergarten, the performance is coming soon, and Zoe doesn't have a costume. But it's not the first year she's in the same costume. Have you received your salary? Give me some money. I saw the perfect costume for Zoe in the store. By the way, it's exactly what she wanted. Mom, are you planning to go to work at all? They need a technician at school. A nanny is needed at the kindergarten. Everything is nearby, and you can watch the kids, and the salary, though small, is better than just sitting at home. Let's so have clothes, but I can't support all of you alone. Something is always needed, either a dress or shoes. I can't remember the last time I bought something for myself, less often than my sister Iris. And what's the point of working? The money is frozen anyway, and I'll be paying off debts. I don't want to go to work as a technician. Look at me. What kind of technician am I? What do you want to do for work if you have no education or experience? And you still have to pay off your debts. You can't hide from bailiffs all your life. Iris looks after the kids. I take care of the house, and you come, and everything is ready. Ready for what? Look at what a mess the house has become. Every weekend I clean up and prepare for the week ahead. I'm ready for anything. I come home, Mom, and find that you reheated the soup I prepared in the microwave. That's not ready-made, you know. And as for watching the kids in the morning, I take Zoe and Colia to the kindergarten, and Lexi to school along the way. Meanwhile, you're still sleeping as I rush off to work. Lexi takes the bus home by herself, so there's no need to pick her up. In the evening, I also pick up the kids myself. Where do you find the time to watch over them? All I hear is give, give, give. In short, either you find a job or go to your house in the village. I've had enough. I'm tired. Mom, you've even put your daughter Zoe on my shoulders, and Iris and I are planning to go to a cafe. Come with us at least once a year. You need to take a break. Masha, yes, what cafe? I have nothing to wear. Besides, I already said that we need to buy a costume for Zoe's performance. Iris will catch up with her at work. How much longer will you handle the whole family alone? Have you looked in the mirror lately? Soon, only your shadow will be left. She's still young. Why is she sitting at home? You can't rely on her. Besides, she has a house in the village. Why is she living with you like this? She doesn't want to work. She's used to sitting at home doing nothing. Why should she work now? On one hand, it's easier for me. Let her stay at home, watch the kids, and maintain order. She didn't really work much herself. She took care of the grandmother for a while. We lived on her pension. Later, she started seeing Zoe's father. He was married, but he always helped her. He paid child support, and that's how we lived. Then I got married, and Lexi was born. Soon after, Colia was born in the same year. Zoe's mother gave birth the same year, and we moved to the city. We sold the house in the village, added some capital, and bought our own house. Zoe's mother stayed in the village, sold her house, bought another one for renovation. Then Zoe's father passed away, and she was left alone. You know that in the village without a man, it's tough. Her house was falling apart, and there wasn't much work. She had no firewood or coal for the winter. So we invited her to stay with us for the winter. She spent the winter with us, and by summer, she had settled in. At that time, Vadik and I were having issues, and I was contemplating divorce. I thought having my mother with me would make things easier. After maternity leave, I started working again. While I was at work, she helped me with Lex and Colia. You know how our workplace dislikes employees who frequently take sick leave, and she went to the hospital instead of me during that time. Handling little children is a different story. The kids have grown up now. Iris, your elder daughter, is already in school, and your sister, well, her son isn't a little one anymore. They don't get sick often. But for her, it's a different situation. Yes, she has loans, a significant debt, all her cards are frozen. She used to work at a temporary kindergarten, but never received her salary. They deduct everything directly from her card. She didn't even manage to formalize her pension. There's a need to prove paternity, considering they didn't live together. Wait a minute, you might say, what loan if she wasn't working, as you mentioned? Well, who hasn't faced difficulties? Someone lent her money. She used to live in the village, took one credit card, then another. They didn't scrutinize her income much back then, so she took advantage of it. Now the total debt is over $300,000, and they decided that I work while she takes care of the house. But the debt won't disappear. She'll have to pay it eventually, with interest. And if something happens to your mother, the debt will pass on to you and Zoe. Send her to work. Let her at least contribute to paying off the debts. There's no reason for her to sit at home. She's still young, only 48. It's not an age to stay idle. That conversation with her friend has firmly stuck in Iris's mind. She's been increasingly observing her mother, late-night TV shows, late wake-ups, various cosmetic procedures. Even at her age next to Iris, she looked more like an older sister than a mother. She wasn't burdened much with cooking and cleaning. Instead, she engaged in crafting with Iris, even helping with school projects and participating in activities at the kindergarten. The first conversation Iris initiated with her mother seemed almost accidental, but her mother, pretending not to catch the hint, steered clear of the topic and left the conversation. The next talk didn't take long to happen, but again, her mother avoided discussing the matter, stating that she is focused on managing the household and looking after the kids. The tipping point came with a discussion about buying a costume for her sister's school performance, which Iris insisted was necessary. She shouted at her mother, who, feeling hurt, promised to start looking for a job after the new year. "I can see you've pushed her to the edge. She won't last long here. Katia is retiring soon, so let her wash the dishes." "What, Basha, do you want me to feel embarrassed for her? I won't blush for her. Let her find a job herself. Thankfully, I have a good relationship with my boss, no need to keep her here for long. And I don't want to blush later. Everywhere is not as it seems, noisy in school, tiring in the kindergarten, chaotic in the store with customers wandering around. And the management won't allow her to sit idle. Even here in the canteen, she won't like it. She'll find a reason not to work. Apparently from next week, she's considering working at a tobacco kiosk. I don't know what will happen next. But whatever happens, Iris's patience has run out, and a new problem has emerged. Inspections regarding the semi-dilapidated house in the village, which was purchased using the mother's maternity capital. And now it's unsuitable for living. "I don't know what to say anymore," said Mom with a serious tone to the important lady from the guardianship office. "She plans to sell the house in the village and buy a small house here in the city. Let her make some concessions. At least it will be a place for Zoe. The problem is that no one wants to buy a dilapidated house for the amount Mom is asking. A buyer has been found, offering a small sum for the house. Mom is resisting, saying I won't be able to buy anything with this money. 100,000 won't be enough for a rundown place." Iris suggested to Mom to consider buying a house on the adjacent street, a room and a kitchen, and the asking price is 150,000. Iris even proposed taking a loan to help Mom. Still, Mom doesn't want to move from the daughter's place. She feels comfortable there, and the idea of moving out doesn't sit well with her. Iris told Mom that there's no need to think about it. There's no other option. If she doesn't sell now, she won't get anything for it later. Mom is waiting for permission to sell the house. Yes, she's upset with her daughter and has shared this story with acquaintances.